Have you ever been out and about when a burst of creative inspiration hits? New ideas always seem to pop into my head when I change my scenery, when I'm outside of my comfort zone and in the world, seeing new things and having new experiences. And I don't know about you, but when I get the urge to make something, I usually want to do it right now. And I'll often write ideas down for later so I don't forget them. But sometimes that itch just needs to be scratched. And what fun would it be to craft on the go, away from home? Well, thanks to one powerful yet portable tool, it is totally possible. Hello everyone, JenniferMaker here. Today, I'm excited to show you how to craft a charming 3D Polaroid picture Shadowbox, including its frame, using the ultra-portable Cricut Joy cutting machine. This is a project that you can do anytime, anywhere, if you bring this little machine with you. So my partner Greg and I vacationed to Hawaii 2 years ago, and I brought my Cricut Joy along with me to make things in my downtime. Because crafting isn't just something I do in my spare time, but it's a way for me to connect with the world around me. And yes, that even includes when I'm on vacation or just traveling in general. I really like to make things. And I loved crafting on the beach. And with all the cold weather that we've been having lately, I've been reminiscing about that vacation rather often. So, to commemorate it, and to think about it and enjoy it more, I designed and made a paper Polaroid as a memento of the trip. And today, I'll show you how to make your own, no matter where you are. I think that these make the perfect souvenirs for a vacation because not only are they easy and inexpensive to make, but the three-dimensional design really brings back memories of all the things I loved about it, the salt air and the pretty sunsets. Not to mention, I just love the vintage charm of Polaroid pictures, don't you? If you're called more to the mountains than the beach, I've got the perfect bonus design for you too. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to get that. All right, so we're going to start with some cardstock. I used 9 sheets of plain solid color, 8.5 by 11 inch, 65-pound cardstock in a variety of colors. If you're using a Cricut Joy like I am, you'll need to use a paper trimmer to cut your cardstock down to fit your machine mat. Do this part before you travel to make packing and transporting your supplies even easier. You can use any cutting machine, as I said, like a Maker or an Explorer, but the Joy is ultra portable, which means you can take it along and create a pop-up craft space anywhere that has a flat surface and a power outlet. So when inspiration hits, like when you're surrounded by all the beautiful scenery, you can create something tangible even as you're making memories. All right, so along with your cutting machine, you'll need a green standard grip machine mat and the usual paper crafting tools like a brayer, a spatula, scraper, and weeding tool. Some tweezers can also be helpful in assembling your Shadowbox, and I'll show you how in this video. To hold your Shadowbox frame together, you will need some craft glue. And then to hold the layers together and create space between them, I'm going to use double-sided adhesive foam micro pop dots. And if you want to add a custom message to the bottom of your paper Polaroid, you will need a Cricut fine point pen in whatever color you like. All right, now that we know the supplies and tools we need to get started, let me show you how to make a paper Polaroid Shadowbox. Inside the folder, you'll find SVG and DXF files that you can cut with a cutting machine. And just in case you prefer to print and cut by hand, I've included a PDF for you as well. In the SVG folder, you'll find score and no score versions of the Polaroid Shadowbox. I'm using my Cricut Joy today, so I'll show you how to prepare the no score SVG file in Cricut Design Space, since the Cricut Joys can't use scoring tools. Upload the design to your canvas in Cricut Design Space. Again, I'll be using the no score version, which uses dashed cut lines to make the foldable creases on the frame. So ungroup the design because it will be grouped by default. If you want to change the colors of the beach scene's layers to match your paper, select one from the Layers panel, and then choose a different color in the color box. I like the colors the way they are though, so I'll click the undo arrow to change it back. Now let's add a custom message to the bottom of the photo. Click on the T icon to add a text box. Double click it and type a message or description for your photo. Since this scene was inspired by my last vacation, I'll type Kona, Hawaii. We visited in 2023, so I'll press enter or return on my keyboard to drop the text down to the next line and then type the year. The default Cricut font is okay, but I'd like something different. To change your typeface, click the Font menu. Then click the filter icon, scroll down to General, and check the box next to Free to only show fonts that don't cost money. Now go up under Characteristic and check the box next to Writing. This will narrow the options to single-line fonts that your Cricut can write. Now, if you choose a non-writing font, your writing may look like an outline of it or bubble letters, and that's harder to read. The font I want to use is already installed on my computer, so to find it, I click on the System tab and search for JM Cursive, which if you want to use too, you can download for free at JenniferMaker.com/font-bundle. Click on the canvas to close the font menu. Keeping the lock icon closed to maintain the text proportions, click and drag the text box's corner handles to resize the message so it fits inside the solid bottom area of the top frame piece. Now click and drag the text to where you'd like your Cricut to write it. If you don't like the amount of space between the lines of your text, click the up arrow by the line space field to increase the spacing, or the down arrow to decrease the spacing. I'll adjust mine down to pull the lines closer together. To make sure the text is perfectly centered on the bottom of the photo frame, hold down the Shift key on your keyboard and click the text box and the top frame layer. Then click Align and Center horizontally. With the text still selected, make sure Pen is selected under Operation so your machine knows to write this layer instead of cut it. Click the square next to the Operation menu to open the color box. In the drop-down menu, select your pen's tip size. My pen is a fine point pen, so I'll keep F fine point 0.4 millimeters selected, and then make sure it's set to black since my pen is black. Hold your Shift key and select the text box and the top frame layer. Then click Attach to make sure the message is written on the front of the frame. And now it's time for your Cricut to take over. Make sure the correct machine is selected in the top right. Since we're crafting on the go, I'll select my Cricut Joy. Then click Make. If you're using a Cricut Joy and you have larger paper, be sure to use a paper trimmer to cut it down to 4.5 by 6.5 inches, so it fits on your Joy's standard size machine mat. Now, if you see a mat with just pen lines, that means your draw layer is not attached correctly. So if you see a mat like this, click Cancel to go back to the canvas to check and adjust as needed. Select the first mat so your Cricut knows to cut it first, then click Continue. All of my Shadowbox pieces will use regular 65-pound cardstock, so I'll click Browse All Materials and then search for the medium cardstock setting, select it, and click Done. Now I recommend choosing more pressure for a cleaner cut. And since my materials are the same for the rest of my mats, I'll check the box next to Remember Material Settings to save time. Now place the material face up on a green standard grip machine mat, and then use a brayer to secure it down. And remove your pen's cap and stick it on the end so you don't lose it. And it's a good idea to test the pen on some scrap paper first before you put it into your machine to make sure it's flowing well. Then follow the prompts in Cricut Design Space to insert your pen into the clamp. Place the mat face up under the rollers so the Cricut Joy pulls it in, and then click Go to begin writing. When your Cricut Joy is finished writing your message, remove the pen from the clamp. And put the cap back on, and then follow the prompt to load your premium fine point blade into the clamp. Of course, if you're using an Explorer or Maker, you don't have to switch them like this. You can have both the pen and the blade in at the same time. All right, but we're using the Joy, so just click Go to cut your cardstock. Now, if you have any issues with your cuts, go to JenniferMaker.com/cleanercuts for tips and tricks. When the cuts are complete, click Unload and then peel it away from the cardstock. And then continue on cutting your other mats. Now, I recommend you use the spatula to help lift the more delicate cut areas, and a scraper tool to remove any small bits of cardstock left on your machine mat. Place the two white frame pieces face down. Fold upward along the long crease lines on both frame pieces. Use a scraper to help fold them as straight as possible. Then carefully fold up the tabs. Be sure their creases line up with the edges of the frame sides. This will help the final Shadowbox fit together precisely. Use your scraper tool to sharpen the creases. Apply craft glue to the outside of each tab, and then press it into place against the back of the adjacent frame side. Make sure the edge of the frame side is flush with the fold in the tab for a sharp square corner. Once all the tabs are attached and dry, make sure your top frame piece with the cutout slides easily over your bottom frame piece. That's it, it fits like a glove. Now take the top piece back off because it's almost time to add our layers. Stack your cardstock layers face up in order. The dark orange sky layer goes in the back, followed by the medium orange, light orange, and yellow sun layers, the cream-colored sand layer, the blue layer, the white layer, the brown palm tree trunks, and finally the green palm tree fronds layer on top. Check your canvas in Cricut Design Space if you need any help. Set the extra 2 small green palm frond pieces aside for now. Flip over your stack of layers so the solid back layer of the design is on top. Turn the solid dark orange back piece face up and place it into the bottom Shadowbox frame. Now grab some tweezers, a weeding tool, and a sheet of adhesive micro pop dots. Use your tweezers to pull 1 micro pop dot off the sheet. Leave the adhesive backing on it for now. Use the tweezers to place adhesive dots onto the back of the next layer. Apply 1 adhesive dot in each corner, 1 on each edge of the rectangle, and 1 or 2 in the solid middle area. But don't apply the adhesive dots too close to the edges in the areas that will show in the final project, or you might be able to see them. Use the tweezers or a weeding tool to remove the backing from each dot. They can be hard to see, so remove them in order so you don't miss any. Turn the layer over so the adhesive dots are facing down. Lower it down into the bottom of the shadow box. Attaching the layers inside the shadow box helps keep them nice and aligned. Gently press down to adhere it to the back layer. To make sure the layers are securely attached, gently take them out and press them together more firmly before placing the layers back inside the shadow box. Continue adding adhesive dots to each layer, around the edges and then inside the solid areas. Some of the areas like the white water cutouts are delicate and don't need much support. The same with the palm tree trunks, so you don't need to apply adhesive dots to these areas. Apply an adhesive dot to the tip of each palm tree trunk and remove their backings. Add adhesive dots to the last layer, remove their backings, and place the layer into the shadow box. Now it will sit slightly higher than the edges of the box's frame, so make sure it's aligned well with the layer underneath. The layers will all fit inside once the front frame is on. Now take the layers out of the box one more time. Be sure to press the areas where the palm fronds overlap the adhesive dots on the layer beneath, and press them together gently but firmly before placing them back in. Slide the shadow box's lid on top. There is no adhesive necessary to hold it on. Place the extra palm frond pieces around the photo area so they appear to burst out of the design. Reference your canvas in Cricut Design Space if you need to. Add a dot of craft glue to the back of each where the leaves come together at the base. Then adhere it in place on the palm layer underneath. Tweezers can help squeeze the layers together while the glue dries. And do the same with the other frond piece. And your Polaroid Shadowbox beach scene is complete. These impressive paper shadow boxes make the perfect travel keepsake. Whether you're crafting on the road or just making things at home, I just love having the freedom to create when the inspiration strikes. Don't you? So I love these paper Polaroid shadow boxes, and I just think they're the neatest travel mementos. The vintage charm of the Polaroid pictures is extra fun, and it's really special when combined with these simple shadow box techniques. Now, if beaches aren't your thing, I have made a bonus mountain design too. I'll share the download link to that in just a moment. Let me first show you how it works. Just like with the main project, the SVG folder includes score and no score options. You can use either option depending on your machine, tools, and preferences. Use the same steps I showed you earlier with the beach scene to prepare and cut the mountain design. Then the frame and layers come together just like the beach one, but they create a completely different result. That's the magic of creativity. Once you learn a technique, you can apply it to so many different themes to create just what you want. All right, so are you ready to make the mountain design? You can sign up to get the free files and my helpful newsletter over at JenniferMaker.com/mountain-Polaroid. Plus, if you download the mountain design from that link, you'll also receive a free bonus cheat sheet with color schemes to fit different vacation locations. The cheat sheet is normally a perk for crafters in my membership program called Advance with JenniferMaker, but I wanted to give you a sneak peek at one of my favorite perks. In fact, there are a lot of perks in my Advance program. That's where I teach you how to customize my designs to reflect your own personal style. So if you love this project but want to learn how to make it uniquely yours, I'd love to share that with you and show you exactly how to do it. You can learn more and join at JenniferMaker.com/advance. Inside the advanced member area, you'll find a helpful design workshop that teaches you how to design your own Polaroid Shadowbox. It covers all of the Cricut Design Space features that you need to create your own customized scene. I love teaching you how to personalize my designs in creative ways like this, and that's exactly why I started my advanced program. So if you enjoyed making this Polaroid Shadowbox with me today, I think you're going to love it in advance too. In my advanced program, I help level up your crafting skills through hands-on workshops, design templates, and toolkits. It's perfect for both beginners and experienced crafters alike. I also provide printable cheat sheets and even share unpublished files from my personal collection. The member library is vast, and there's always something new to discover. Plus, I provide a detailed list of tools and materials, printable instructions with photos, and a handy cheat sheet for quick reference. You'll have everything you need to create an amazing project from start to finish. My members tell me that simply browsing the library motivates them, and I hope it will inspire you to dive into something new too. I have so many amazing projects and templates that I think will truly boost your crafting confidence. And the number of available resources keeps growing and growing. Plus, if you're interested in selling your crafts, my members get my small business license when they join, which is really cool because I just love seeing my members earn extra money by selling the crafts they make using my designs and templates. And if you're looking for a place to connect with other crafters, we also have an active and engaging social group. We even have awesome monthly challenges where I choose a theme and everyone is invited to craft something special. Plus, there's no wrong way to approach the challenge. So every craft we share is different and wonderful. The goal is simply to have fun while keeping our ideas and creativity flowing. Over 15,000 passionate crafters have joined our community at the time I'm making this video. I am truly honored that so many have decided to join us. It's amazing to see everyone being so positive and uplifting. Crafting brings people together like nothing else, and we have a special spot for you too. I hope you'll consider crafting right along with us. And the best part, it doesn't cost much. The monthly fee is less than a trip to the coffee shop. So be sure to check the description below this video for a special link and a coupon code to save even more. Go ahead and check it out at JenniferMaker.com/advance. I can't wait to craft with you. I hope you enjoyed this workshop and are inspired to find ways to craft even when you're away from home, right? Whether you're away from home or at home, either way. I love the Cricut Joy though for when I travel. Or maybe I introduced a new way for you to craft wherever you are, and a pretty way to preserve your memories for years to come. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. I am always here to help out. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.